Your body runs dozens of little processes every single day that you never asked for and never think about until one of them does something strange enough to stop you in your tracks. A joint pops. Your stomach growls in a silent room. You sneeze at the sun. None of it is random, and almost all of it has a real explanation. I'm going to walk you through 9 of these automatic little glitches, one after another, and explain exactly what's happening inside you each time. A few of them have answers that are almost too satisfying, especially the one about why scratching an itch actually makes it worse. I'm George, and this channel exists because most of these processes have solid science behind them, science that never gets explained anywhere you'd actually run into it. So let's go through the list. First one. You bend down, your knee pops, and it sounds a lot louder than it feels. That sound comes from tiny gas bubbles inside the fluid that lubricates your joints. When you stretch or bend a joint quickly, the pressure inside drops for a moment, and those bubbles form or collapse almost instantly, and that collapse is what makes the popping sound. It's not your bones grinding, and on its own it isn't a sign of damage. Next, goosebumps. Cold air hits your skin, or a song hits a certain note, and suddenly every hair on your arm stands up. This is a leftover reflex from when our ancestors had a lot more body hair. Standing that hair up trapped a layer of warm air against the skin in the cold, and made an animal look bigger when it was scared or threatened. We don't have the fur anymore, but the same nervous system reflex still fires every time. Then there's the stomach growl that shows up in the quietest possible room. Your digestive system keeps moving, squeezing air, fluid, and whatever's left over through your intestines on a set schedule, whether or not you've actually eaten anything. That movement is called the migrating motor complex, and it's basically your gut doing routine housekeeping. The growling isn't hunger asking for food, it's just the sound of that cleanup happening to be loud enough to hear. Here's a strange one. Try to tickle yourself and it barely registers, but let someone else do the exact same motion and you can't hold still. Your brain constantly predicts the sensations your own movements are about to cause, and it quietly cancels out anything it already expects. Someone else's touch breaks that prediction completely, so the sensation hits you at full strength instead of getting filtered out before it even arrives. Eat something cold too fast and you get a sharp pain right in the middle of your forehead, nowhere near your mouth. Cold contact at the roof of your mouth triggers a rapid change in blood flow through vessels connected to a nerve that also runs to your forehead. Your brain reads the signal from the wrong location, so the pain feels like it's coming from up front instead of from your palate, where it actually started. Some people sneeze almost instantly when they step out into bright sunlight, and it isn't in their head. It's called the photic sneeze reflex, and it runs in families, showing up in somewhere between 18 and 35% of people. The leading explanation is that the nerve carrying light information gets its wires slightly crossed with the nerve that triggers sneezing, so a bright flash accidentally fires off the sneeze response too. Scientists still don't know the full mechanism, but they do know it's genetic. Sit on your foot too long or lean on your arm the wrong way, and it goes numb, then floods with pins and needles the moment you move again. That's simple nerve compression. Pressure on a nerve temporarily interrupts its normal signal, so your brain stops getting clear information from that limb. The pins and needles are just the nerve waking back up and firing unevenly for a few seconds before everything resets to normal. Run hard enough and you'll probably feel a sharp stitch right under your ribs. The most common explanation is a cramp in your diaphragm, the muscle doing the actual work of pulling air into your lungs while it's also getting jostled by everything else moving around it. There's a competing theory too, that it's really the lining around your organs getting tugged and irritated by all that motion. Researchers still don't fully agree on which one is right, and it's possible both are happening at once. And here's the most satisfying explanation on this list. Scratching an itch feels amazing for about 2 seconds, and then somehow makes the itch worse. Researchers found that scratching creates a small amount of pain, and your brain responds to that pain by releasing serotonin to help calm it down. But that serotonin doesn't stay where it's supposed to. It spreads to nearby nerve cells that control itching, and it ends up making the itch signal stronger instead. You're not imagining it, you're chemically making it worse every time you scratch. 9 automatic processes, running in your body every day without asking for permission or explanation. Which one of these have you actually noticed in yourself? Tell me in the comments, and if enough of you deal with the photic sneeze reflex specifically, I'll dig into why some families get it and others never do. Subscribe if you want more of this, and I'll see you in the next one.